All right, so the next question is question number 22, which says ABDE is a parallelogram and AB equals AC. Show that X equals 38. So we need to work out the value of this angle here. Okay, the rule for parallelogram, which we need to remember, is that the opposite sides of the parallelogram are parallel. Okay, so the parallelogram has two sets of parallel lines, which means this line and this line will be parallel to each other, and this line and this line will be parallel to each other as well. So these two lines will be parallel. Okay, now this statement is very, very important. It says AB equals AC. That means that if you look at this triangle here from AB and AC, these two lines, this is AB line and this is AC line, these two lines are equal. Okay, and we know that a triangle which has a set of lines which are equal is called an isosceles triangle. That means triangle A, B, C, A, B, and C is an isosceles triangle. Okay, that means that this angle and this angle will be equal in the isosceles triangle. Okay, now the opposite angles of the parallelogram are equal as well. So if this angle is 68 degrees, this angle will be 68 degrees as well. All right, and because it's an isosceles triangle, this angle will be 68 as well. So what we need to do next is we add up 68 plus 68, okay, and that gives you the sum of 136. Okay, and we know that angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees, so we need to do 180 minus 136. Okay, and that gives you the total, which is 44 degrees, which is the value of this angle here, which is 44. Okay, now the next rule which you need to remember for the parallelogram is that the parallelogram has a set of alternate angles as well. So that means that this angle here, so if I make a Z angle or an alternate angle, that means this angle is 82 and the sum of these two angles must be 82 as well, because these are making a set of set of alternate angles. Okay, so that means that X plus 44 must be equals to 82. So the value of X will be 82 minus 44, which gives you 38. And that's the answer. X equals 38 degrees. Right? Okay, the next question is on the Fibonacci sequence. It says here are third and fourth terms of a Fibonacci type sequence. And we know the third and fourth term is 30 and 47. Each term is the sum of the previous two terms, which means that if you add these two numbers, you get 30. If you add this number and this number, you get 47. Okay, you need to show that the first term is 13. So we start with the n term, which is 47. So we know that 47 is the answer if you add 30 plus something. So 30 plus something gives you 47. So if we find the difference of 47 minus 30, that gives you 17, and that will be the number which comes at the second place of this Fibonacci sequence, because we know that 17 plus 30 gives you 47. So if you know that this number is 17, how do we find this number here, the first number of the sequence? Same method. So we do 30, take away 17, okay, and that gives you 13 as the answer. Okay, so that's the answer, is 13. Okay, question number 23b, it says here are the first and third terms of a Fibonacci type sequence. Each term is the sum of the previous two terms. Work out an expression in terms of x for the fifth term. Okay, So we know that if we add this number and this number, we will get 5. Okay, so if this number is y, I'm just naming it, you can name it as z or a or b or whatever. So if you add these two numbers x and y, you should get the answer, which is 5. X plus y equals 5. Okay, so if we want to find the expression in terms of x, we need to find the value of y, which is 5 minus x. I'm just do the opposite as we do normally in solving any type of equation. Okay, so now we got a expression which is in terms of x, which is 5 minus x. So I put, instead of y, I put this number as 5 minus x, right? So rub this off, so it's not y anymore, and we will write that down as 5 minus x. So that's the second, that's the number for the second expression for the second term. So you need to work out the expression of the fifth term as well. So in order to work out the value for the fifth term, we need to first find the expression for the fourth term. The fourth term is, you will get the fourth term when you add the third and the second term together. Okay, so the fourth term of the sequence will be 5 plus 5 minus x, which gives you 5 plus 5 is 10, so that will be 10 minus x. So that's the value for the fourth term, which is 10 minus x. Then we need to work out the value for the fourth term, and the fourth term is again when you will get when you add this and 5 together. Okay, so we do 5 plus 10 minus x, and that gives you 5 plus 10, which is 15. 15 minus x, and that is the answer for the last one. The fifth term will be 15 minus x. Okay, and that's the answer. Okay, question number 24. It says Robin is attempting to work out the base of several right angle triangles. Here is his method with the working for y equals 5 and x equals 3. Okay, so you need to, she's trying to work out the base of several right angle triangles. Okay, and if the value of y is 5 and the value of x is 3, okay, she work out the value of y square, which is 5 square, which is 25. That's right. Work out the value of x square. X square is 3 square, which is 3 times. That's right. Work out the value of y square minus x square, which is 25 minus 9 equals to 16. That's right as well. So the base is equals to 16, and the square root of 16, we know that 16 is a square number because you get 16 when you times 4 by 4. So 4 times by 4 gives you 16. That means 16 is a square number. So if I take a square root of 16, I should get 4 as an answer. All right. So she is correct up to this point here. Now you need to take the correct statement. So the method will always be give an answer which is a whole number. Okay. Is it correct? The method will sometimes give an answer which is a whole number. The method will never give an answer which is a whole number. Okay, so if I change the numbers slightly, so for example, if I change the value of y, make it 6, okay, so what will happen then? If I change the value of y to 6, for example, what will happen is that gives me 6 square, which is 36. Okay, and then you take away 9 from it, and the answer you will get from this is 27. So 36 minus 9 is 27, and when you take a square root of 27, we know that it will not give us a whole number as an answer. It will be a decimal number because the 27 is not a square number. Okay, so you will take this statement here which says the method will sometimes give an answer which is a whole number, and sometimes it doesn't give an answer as a whole number as well. Okay, and it says 3 marks for this answer. Okay, question number 25. It says the diagram shows 3 routes 1, 2, and 3 between 2 towns A and B. The distance and average speed for each route is shown. Route 1 is 30 miles at 40 miles per hour. Route 2 is 45 miles at 50 miles per hour. And Route 3 is 50 miles at 60 miles per hour. Which of the three routes takes the longest time? So we need to work out the time. Okay. So in order to work out the time, we need to show about the speed, distance, time formula. The speed, distance, time formula is a speed, distance, and time. Okay. So if we want to work out the time, we need to divide distance by the speed. Okay. So the time, the need for route 1 is you divide the distance, which is 30 miles, by the speed, which is 40, and that gives you 3. If you simplify this fraction, that gives you 3/4, which is equals to 0.75 of an hour, or 3/4 of an hour. Okay. So 3/4 of an hour, we know that half an hour is 30 minutes, so 3/4 of an hour is 45 minutes. Okay, for route 2 is a 45 miles at 50 miles per hour. So the time it takes to go through that route is, again, the time equals distance, which is 45 miles, and you divide that by 50. Okay, when we simplify this fraction, we need to divide both numbers by 5 because that's the highest common factor, and that gives you 5 times 9, which is 45, and 5 times 10 is 50, which is 9/10 of an hour. In 1 hour we have 60 minutes, so that gives you 60 divided by the bottom number, so 60 divided by 10, which is 6. 6 times 9, which is 54 minutes. Okay, so that's the time it takes to go through route 2. Now, time it takes to go through route 3 is distance, again, which is 50, divided by the speed, which is 60. Okay, again, we simplify the fraction, that gives you 5/6, multiply by the number of minutes, which is 60. 60 divided by the bottom number, that gives you 60 divided by 6, that's 10, and 10 times 5, which is 50 minutes. Okay, so it says which of the three routes takes the longest time. So route 1 is taking 45 minutes, route 2 is taking 45 minutes and 54 minutes, and route 3 takes 50 minutes. The longest time is route 2. So route, if they use the route 2, that takes the longest time. Okay, question number 25. Next question is 25B. It says Samantha and Daniel take the same time to travel from A to B. Okay, Samantha travels along route 1 at 10 miles per hour faster than the average speed. Daniel travels along route 2, but not at the average speed for this route. Okay, so if you go back, Samantha travels along route 1 at 10 miles per hour faster than the average speed. So if we go back and we see route 1, the average speed for route 1 is 30 miles. And because Samantha is going 10 miles faster, that means Samantha is going at a speed of, the average speed for route 1 is 40 miles per hour. Because Samantha is going 10 miles per hour faster, that means her speed is 50 miles per hour. Okay, so Samantha is traveling at a speed of, Samantha is traveling at a speed of 50 miles per hour because it's 10 miles faster than the average speed. Now you need to work out how much time it takes Samantha to travel along route 1. So we need to again calculate the time, which is distance divided by speed. Now distance for route 1 is the same, which is 30, and then you divide it by the Samantha speed, which is 50, and that gives you, if you simplify the fraction, that dividing both numbers by 10, that gives you 3/5, multiply by the number of minutes in 1 hour, which is 60, and that gives you 60 divided by 5 is 12. 12 times 3 is 36 minutes. Okay, so if she traveled at 50 miles per hour, she completed the journey in 36 minutes. Now, Daniel travels along route 2, but not at the average speed for this route. Does Daniel travel faster or slower than the average speed for route 2?